Chapter 1, The Threshold of Tomorrow. Welcome to Synapse Daily. Close your eyes now. Imagine the year 1977. You are in the Netherlands. The air smells of rain. It smells of fresh concrete. The world was changing fast. Star Wars was in theaters. The future felt very close. But the real future was here. In the Dutch city streets. Not on a cinema screen. Look at the horizon now. It is not flat anymore. Concrete spheres rise up high. Modular cubes hang in air. This was the Structuralism movement. Architects wanted a new world. They hated the old lines. They wanted buildings like trees. A city like a forest. Every piece could grow now. Every part was alive. The past was finally dead. We stand on the threshold. The future almost happened here. It was a bold vision. It was made of gray stone. It was made of hope. Let us step inside now. Can you feel the change? The dream was just starting. 1977 was the peak moment. It was a social experiment. It was a geometric war. Welcome to the Tomorrow House. Chapter 2, The Social Geometry. Why did they build this? They wanted to fix loneliness. Modern life felt very cold. High-rise buildings were like prisons. Humans were just small numbers. Hermann Hertzberger had a plan. He designed the Central be here. It was not an office. It was a social village. No long and dark hallways. Just open platforms for people. Like a giant concrete beehive. Every cell was connected well. People worked and talked together. They brought in many plants. It was a green paradise. Sunlight hit every single desk. Geometry was the new cure. Could shapes fix our hearts? Or was it a maze? Critics called it a paradise. Others felt watched always. There were no private doors. But the data was clear. People felt more connected here. Loneliness started to fade away. This was the social heart. An architecture of US now. Not just for the eye. Small corners for big ideas. Meetings happened on the stairs. Life happened in the gaps. Geometry was finally human. Chapter 3, Piet Blom's Forest of Houses. Let us talk about houses. Piet Blom hated boring boxes. He wanted something very different. He tilted houses 45 degrees. He called them living trees. Each cube sits on pillars. Together they form a forest. Imagine living inside one now. No walls are straight here. The floor feels very strange. The windows look at clouds. You wake up in geometry. Blom wanted to shake us. He hated the flat life. Helmont saw the first trees. Rotterdam followed the wild vision. There was no normal furniture. Residents had to be pioneers. They built custom wooden beds. They built custom triangular tables. They lived in a diamond. It was a political act. It was a space-age dream. Living high above the ground. The street was for everyone. The house was for dreams. A canopy made of wood. Concrete roots held them tight. The forest was made of houses. Would you live tilted? It was a radical choice. It was 1977's bravest work. The cube changed everything. Chapter 4, The Bolwoningen, Life in a Bubble. Now we visit Den Bosch. Look at the white bubbles. They look like giant balls. Or perhaps alien moonlanders. These are the Bolwoningen homes. Dries Krijkamp was the creator. He loved the perfect sphere. Nature does not use cubes. Raindrops are always round. Planets are always round too. Why live in a box? 50 white spheres rose up. They were made of fiberglass. They were light and strong. You enter through the neck. A spiral staircase leads up. The acoustics are very strange. A whisper travels the walls. Every window is a porthole. You see the whole world. It feels like a ship. A ship for the stars. It was a total environment. A house for the future. The bedroom is on top. You sleep under the stars. The living room is wide. There are no dark corners. Space flows like a liquid. It was an organic dream. 1977 gave us the moon. Right here on the grass. Life inside a white bubble. Chapter 5, Structuralism versus the Machine. Two worlds were at war. Modernists loved the big machine. They wanted every house identical. They wanted cold, perfect order. The Dutch rebels said no. They chose the human path. They used a new logic. They called it polycentricity now. Think of a single snowflake. It is complex but simple. One small part repeats often. This was the 1977 way. Architects used heavy steel frames. People filled the spaces later. The architect was not God. He was just a helper. The people were the masters. They decided how to live. Every corner was a choice. Every wall could move later. The buildings were never finished. They were alive and growing. It was a high-stakes gamble. Would the people join in? It was a democratic design. The machine was finally broken. Humanity was the new grid. Shapes served the living soul. Structure gave us real freedom. 1977 changed the blueprint. Chapter 6, the 1977 Turning Point. 1977 was a sharp edge. The golden era was ending. Money was getting very tight. Utopias are often very expensive. Inflation hit the building sites. Governments grew very cautious now. The Dutch mood shifted fast. Big dreams needed big budgets. Pragmatism became the new law. But the spirit remained strong. Architects changed their focus now. They moved to smaller scales. Microgeometry saved the day. It was about human details. 1977 was a survival test. The megastructure was dying out. The social corner was born. Complexity lived in small spaces. It was a quiet revolution. Designers fought the gray economy. They refused to build boxes. They found beauty in limits. They optimized every single meter. Efficiency met wild human imagination. The dream did not stop. It just became more focused. It became more personal too. This year defined our cities. It balanced cost and wonder. The logic was very clear. Build small but think big. This was the 1977 pivot. The future became a reality. Chapter 7, The Water Cities. Water is the Dutch enemy. Water is also a friend. The sea is always watching. In 1977, they stopped fighting. They decided to start dancing. Designers looked at the waves. Why build walls against water? Why not build on it? The floating city was born. They used modular concrete rafts. These were called amphibious structures. They floated like giant leaves. Imagine a house on pontoons. When tides rise, you rise. When tides fall, you stay. It was a prophetic vision. Climate change was a whisper. But the Dutch heard it. They built for the flood. They turned canals into streets. Concrete pods mirrored the sun. 1977 saw the rising tides. The architecture was finally fluid. It moved with the earth. No more static stone walls. Just modules on the ocean. It felt like a navy. A navy of peaceful homes. A navy of white spheres. Floating towards the next century. We need this dream today. The 1977 blueprints are ready. The water is waiting now. Chapter 8, The Psychology of the Sphere. What happens to your brain? Corners protect our small secrets. Squares are for safe thoughts. But spheres have no corners. There are no hiding places. Your mind changes in curves. In 1977, psychologists were curious. They studied the bubble resonance. They found a strange infinity. The eye never stops moving. The walls flow like water. Time feels very different here. But privacy starts to vanish. Sound travels in a circle. A whisper finds every ear. You hear every single breath. You hear every distant step. It was a social experiment. A transparent life for everyone. Some people felt truly free. They felt like cosmic travelers. Others felt very exposed here. Our biology loves the cave. It loves a dark corner. The sphere challenges our nature. It forces us to open. It forces us to connect. Is a round room healthy? 1977 tried to find out. The results were very mixed. Utopias are rarely very comfortable. But they are always fascinating. Living in a curve is art. Chapter 9, The Concrete Utopia Failure? 1977 met the cold rain. Concrete is a thirsty stone. It drinks the gray water. The white dreams turned gray. Algae grew in the cracks. The future started to leak. Stains looked like dark tears. The space age looked old. Critics grew very loud now. They called them concrete monsters. People wanted color and wood. The cold logic felt tired. Postmodernism was at the door. It brought bricks and paint. The geometric dream was fading. Was 1977 a total failure? Look at the buildings today. They are still standing tall. They still hold the secret. A failure is a lesson. And these lessons were grand. They tried to change humanity. They tried to break boxes. That is never a failure. The leaks were just scars. Scars of a brave attempt. Utopia is a hard road. We stopped building these wonders. We chose the easy path. We chose the boring square. But the spheres still watch. The cubes still tilt high. They wait for our courage. Chapter 10, Materials of the Space Age. Future needs very new tools. Old bricks were too slow. Bricks were for the past. Architects wanted something much faster. They used glass and plastic. Polyester was the new magic. Strong fibers made the spheres. Materials came from the stars. It was a material revolution. Construction became a factory line. Houses were dropped by cranes. A click-and-go era began. Concrete was kept very raw. They called it béton brut. It showed every single grain. Honesty was the main rule. No fake covers for walls. The material was the art. But heat escaped very fast. Joints were hard to seal. Science fought the winter cold. Insulation was a new battle. Engineers worked in the mud. They invented solutions on site. 1977 was a lab day. Every bolt was a step. The skin was made thin. It felt like a spaceship. Light but very solid too. Space age arrived home now. Steel met light plastic dreams. The texture was truly unique. It was built to last. High-tech met the human touch. The surface felt very cold. But the vision was warm. Chapter 11, The Legacy in Modern Apps. Architecture moves like a ghost. Concrete dreams never truly died. They became digital code instead. Structuralism lives in your phone. Think about your home screen. It is a grid. It is a modular grid. Piet Blom designed your apps. Hertzberger built your folder logic. They were the first designers. Spaces were built like data. A room inside a room. A folder inside a folder. This is nested logic now. 1977 blueprints are digital maps. The flow is the same. We navigate buildings like sites. We scan rooms like screens. User experience is very old. The Dutch saw it first. They built physical social hubs. We build virtual social feeds. Connectivity is the core goal. Walls are now just pixels. Structure is still the boss. We live in a framework. We fill it with content. Just like the 1977 pods. The past is our interface. The grid is our home. Code is the new concrete. The logic remains the same. Architecture is now in silicon. The builders are now coders. The trees are now files. The forest is the internet. Chapter 12, Preserving the Future. Utopia is now a monument. The weird houses still stand. Tourists come from everywhere now. They take photos of cubes. They marvel at white spheres. They see a brave past. In 1990 they almost died. Wrecking balls were ready then. But the people said no. Residents loved the strange angles. They loved the white balls. The failed dream became iconic. Now it is a status. Artists live in the spheres. The rich buy the cubes. Gentrification hit the retro future. The prices are very high. Complexity is a luxury now. The boring buildings are gone. Gray boxes were erased forever. Only the brave ones survived. They give the city soul. They give the street character. They are landmarks of hope. We protect the 1977 vision. It is a history lesson. It is a tourist trap. But it is mostly home. A home that never aged. The future is safely preserved. The concrete is still strong. The yellow paint still glows. History is a living thing. Chapter 13, Closing the Synapse. The journey ends here today. We walked through 1977 dreams. We saw the geometric spirit. The Netherlands was a laboratory. A lab for human life. A lab for social hearts. The synapse is finally closed. The spark reached the present. We must learn the lesson. Do not fear the curve. Do not fear the tilt. The grid is a prison. Your city can be different. Your home can be wild. The dream is still alive. Look at the walls now. Are they machines or souls? Do they make you free? The 1977 rebels left maps. They left white sphere houses. They left yellow tilted cubes. Follow their brave architectural path. Think outside the boring box. Connect with your human neighbor. Keep your neurons firing fast. Keep your eyes on tomorrow. Thank you for listening now. Like this video for more. Comment your favorite house below. Subscribe to Synapse Daily today. The forest is still growing. The spheres are still floating. See you in the future.